All right, so this problem is another one of those fun solve for the variable, and by fun I mean not always fun because a lot of times there are different ways to do this. So, sorry, this will stop trying to focus once there's like some other stuff in the picture. Oh, I got new pens too. I don't know if I had these when you guys were last here. I'm so excited about my new pens. If you don't appreciate a nice new pen, you just haven't lived long enough. Trust me, you will. So we have t divided by 5/12. And guys, even if you aren't working along with me, if you are trying to do math without paper, pencil, if you're out there in YouTube world trying to do math without paper and pencil, you are like shooting yourself in the foot before trying to run a race. You would never shoot yourself in the foot before trying to run a race. Why would you try to do math without writing things down? So we have t divided by 5/12 equals -3/10. What we want, we always want to think about what do we want. We want a single value of our variable. We don't want it added or subtracted by anything, so added or subtracted by nothing. If it were multiplied or divided by anything, we would want that to be 1, right? Because multiplication or division by 1 doesn't do anything. So we want just t. Right now, t is divided by 5/12. So the first thing I think about is keep, change, flip, because division by a fraction, if I was you, I would make a little note, division by a fraction always activates in my brain to KCF. So we are going to keep, change, flip in order to turn this into multiplication. Because multiplication is a lot easier to work with, and we actually have talked about how division is really just multiplication, but a messed up form of it. Sorry guys, I'm going to put a pen here or something to try to get the screen to stop refocusing. So keep, change, flip equals still -3/10. Sorry, I changed colors because I'm just writing with a pen now, so it's easier to see. So now we have to think to ourselves, how do I get rid of this fraction? Even though it's multiplied by my variable, how do I need to turn it into 1, right? So what we do is we remember the rule that a fraction times what equals 1. What can we multiply a fraction by to get 1? Starts with an R. Starts with a re. Yeah, reciprocal. So a fraction times its reciprocal is 1. So what we're actually going to do is slide in here with a multiplication of 5/12. It's reciprocal, right? And because we did it over there, we have to do it over here. Now, I don't normally throw that fraction in between the values, but that's where I had space on my paper. And it actually doesn't matter where we do the multiplication, because this is going to get t times 60/60. Right? 5 times 12 gets 60, and 12 times 5 gets 60. The right side will be -15/120. Now I'm going to solve this a couple different ways in this moment. 60/60, what's a number divided by itself? 1. So this is really t times 1 equals, well, this can totally be reduced, right? So ends in 5, ends in 0. We know that we can reduce. Or we could have, if you want to come up here and do cross reduction, we could have seen that 5 and 10 can both be reduced by 5. So we talked in another class day about how we do cross reduction, where we divide by the same thing on top and bottom. So 5 divided by 5 leaves us with 1. 10 divided by 5 leaves us with 2. And now we work with those numbers. So that would be -3/24. And that's the same as if we would have done the reduction down here of divide by 5, divide by 5. We get the same answer either way. So like we talked about in class that previous day, you don't have to do cross reduction. But we can now actually reduce still. And this might be why people are getting this question wrong. If you did everything else but still forgot to reduce, if it asks for it in reduced form, you gotta reduce. So 3 and 24 can both divide by a 3. So we get negative 1. 24 divided by 3 over 8. So this should be as reduced as we can get. So what we will say is t equals negative 1/8. Even if you didn't send this to me, anybody have questions on what we did? We spotted division by a fraction, so we did keep, change, flip. We then multiplied by the reciprocal to get one value of the variable. And the fraction that we multiplied on the right side, we got to reduce. Questions? All right, I'm going to check my email for more. No, that was the first, this was the first problem that came into me, the one that I just solved. Oh, I can skip over yours now? Well, you got it figured out.